Hey everyone, I'm back in my car. It's day 70 of restrictions in the UK, can you believe, due to the COVID virus. It's day 63, I think, of lockdown, and things are just a little bit crazy. So this has been my lockdown diary really, but also a way to tell you what's going on in Liverpool, show you a few maybe slightly more upbeat things. The death toll in the UK is horrendous at the moment. I haven't even looked at the latest updates, but it was over 36,000 officially, probably more like 55,000. And without wanting to get too political, our government is crazy. Horrible things happening, but I'm going to try and leave that behind. I try not to be political, but anybody who knows me knows that I'm a bit left of centre, and that's because of the upbringing in Liverpool here. I live in a lovely Liverpool bubble where a lot of people feel the same. Anyway, today I'm going to tell you a little bit about a couple of photo shoots, one for the Beatles and one for a guy whose birthday it is. The birthday boy is known as several things: Lucky Wilbury, Robert Zimmerman, or Bob Dylan. So I'm going to talk about two particular photo shoots, one with the Beatles did with a guy called Les Chadwick, and another one that Bob Dylan did 4 years later with a guy called Barry Feinstein. There you go, so I hope you've got a nice view. I started this earlier when the weather was absolutely atrocious, and it's gone really nice now. The skies are blue, so hey, that's good. And look, there's a lovely view of the Liver buildings there. I've taken this off wide angle for now because certain things work better, but I'm still kind of practicing with this mount on the camera in my car, and so let's see how we get on. But on the day that Les Chadwick did the photo shoot with the Beatles, he did a few iconic pictures, and look over to the right, can you see the mast of a ship? That ship is called the Salvor. And one of the photographs he did was the Beatles leaning on the deck of the Salvor, where the sailors all gave them a bit of stick, I believe. We've just passed over to the right the Church of Our Lady and St Nicholas, and that hotel in the front, the Mercure. Lots of people from Trafalgar and Insight tours will know that one. That's apparently where Michael Jackson stayed when he came to play at Aintree Racecourse. Right in front of you, let me just tip this a little bit, there's one of the exits for the Mersey Tunnel. It's the one I like to use a lot, to be honest, because when you come out of the tunnel from the Birkenhead side, that's the one the Beatles would have used. Was built in 1934 by one of my granddads actually, William Woolerton, and so that would be the tunnel that the Beatles would use coming out from Birkenhead, hopefully. And what you see as you come out, as you come out, you get a lovely view of the Liver building. So it's the one I like to use the most. Here we go. So we're going to turn now down onto not a very touristy area of Liverpool, but the Dock Road. Oh dear, there's something going on in front of me with police involved, and so I shall be quiet for a moment. A bit of a, I don't even know if it is a bump. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's forget about that. We're down on the Dock Road now, and you'll see a lot of work going on, a lot of building work, a lot of new apartments and office blocks being built. So Liverpool is still vibrant, lots of work for the contractors and things here. So I talked about that the other day. Hopefully we'll get back on our feet again soon. But as we travel now, you'll see some of the old dock warehouses, but I'm taking you down to Dublin Street. I'm sorry, the camera's a bit wobbly there. I've tried this a few times today and I'm not having much luck, so maybe I need to find a different kind of holder. Anyway, so yeah, we'll see some of the old docks. This is the road that kind of hogs the docks. There's about 7 miles of docks in Liverpool, and what we'll see in a moment are the Waterloo dock warehouses over to the left. They're now luxury apartments, but one of my granddads, Paddy, was a Liverpool docker, and he worked here as the grain warehouses at the time, and his memories were of having to slam all the doors so you get rid of the vermin before you went in, and now they're luxury apartments that are pretty expensive. There's a Costco to the right. When I do tours, and I'm so excited to tell you all, show you all these fantastic things, and I hear someone saying, oh gee, they have Costco too. I'm like, really? Up to the right, that big white thing, that's the ventilation shaft for the other Mersey tunnel. So right under us there would be the 1975 Mersey tunnel. So there are two of them. Now you'll see the start of the cycle lane. So thanks to Phil Ware, I've now got my own bike. I'll get out here at some point, Phil, honestly. And also these docks now are soon to be transformed a little bit further down into the stadium for Everton Football Club if all still goes ahead. So that'll be quite cool, and there's something to do with Everton Football Club I'm going to talk about today. So in front of us and to the right, can you see the big really imposing building? That's the Stanley Dock warehouses. And the opening scenes for the video for the Beatles' Free as a Bird were filmed there, when you see all the dockers coming out in the rain, and it does represent the song Rain. But I'm going to turn onto this street, which is called Dublin Street. Dublin Street is where lots of the Irish immigrants all settled after the potato famine, including the Lennon family and several branches of my own family. So this is where all the Irish would have settled. And what I want to do is to take you out and show you the warehouses there over to the right. So when I started, like I said, there were the skies were really grey. It's gone a little bit nicer now and I'm not complaining, but I'm going to tell you about two particular photo shoots here, and what I'll do, I'll splice in the images as well so you can take a look at them. So come with me now, we'll take a little walk outside and I'll show you the warehouses here on Dublin Street. So I'm quite pleased with the wide angle lens on this camera. It does manage to show you an awful lot just on the Samsung phone. And there we go, the imposing warehouses. But I'm going to walk straight ahead now to take you to the spot where Bob Dylan had the iconic photographs taken by Barry Feinstein with all the Liverpool children. So that's the doorway. I'll add them into the edit when I do this properly so you can have a look yourself. Wow, it's quite an image actually. It's quite a, I don't know, it's very rustic and quite beautiful in its own way. The way the doors are coloured. So there's an iconic picture of Bob just there, and then others with the children in the street. So down at the other end of the street are Liverpool Docks. So as I said, when the Beatles took their iconic images, they were stood on waste ground here, which you can see is now being built on. I love all this industrial heritage. It's got awful noisy around here, but here we are again at the doorways. I know that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but this is my ancestry. This is the ancestry of the Beatles, of the people of Liverpool. These are the real sites that you should be visiting sometimes. And I do bring people here if they ask. It's not on every tour. But what I want to talk about with the Bob Dylan connection is the real story behind it, the real kind of Liverpool stories. Because the reason there were loads of kids out in the street is because something was happening that everyone was quite excited about. When I say everyone, half the city, because Everton Football Club were actually playing a cup final that day, and they came back and won 3-2. And so the Evertonians of the city, which would mean my dad, who I hope is watching, because 1966, I'm sure he'll remember that, I would have been, what, 4 years old, and so Dad would have been watching. I was probably one of the kids playing out in the street because my dad was watching the footy. But yeah, the kids were in the street, the families were all at home, and Bob Dylan was really surprised because everyone in Liverpool was really happy. Half the city was really happy. And that was because of football. And so hopefully the football season will get started soon, as soon as it's safe to do so. And this time it'll be Liverpool winning the league. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you this little forgotten corner of Liverpool. which I absolutely love, and pay homage to my own ancestors, to all of my granddad's families who were dockers and carters, and salt to the earth, hey. Thank you, thanks for listening everyone. It's Bob Dylan's birthday, so if anybody wants to buy me one more cup of coffee for the road, you can do on ko-fi.com, but you don't have to. Just enjoy these because I enjoy getting out and doing them. It stops me going stir crazy. On day 70 of lockdown, this is a lockdown diary, and so yeah, day 70 when the government's gone crazy, the people are all mad, but we're still alive and some people aren't, so let's just focus on staying in, looking after yourselves and being sensible. Alright everyone, I'll get off my high